Everyone, welcome back. This is going to be part 11 now. We've already removed the factory polarized filter from this complete display. And now what we're going to do is the customer would like to have the normal factory look on the top dials, meaning that the background is white and the numerals are dark. And then they want to have the negative display on the bottom where it's the inverse of that. So to do that, we're going to get our filter, our polarized filter here, and we're going to start with the bottom half of the display. So in order to get the correct shape for that, I have the masking of the AE1300 here. Okay, and then we'll zoom in and we'll go ahead and trace this. Actually, I'm sorry. For this part, we're going to get the watch, actually the watch unit, and put this here like that. So you can see the negative display pop up. And then we will put the polarized masking on top of that. And just kind of gauge how far up to move it so it doesn't block like that and it's not too low like that. So this looks pretty good. Okay. So I can go ahead and gently move that to the side. Okay, I'll take my marker here and trace around the display. Like that. And again, we are on the non-adhesive side of the filter, as I explained a few videos back. So for this, I'm going to label this NA for non-adhesive. Okay. So let's set that unit to the side here. Let's go ahead and cut this out. Great. So we have our filter here, and that's going to go like that. Okay. Now for the top part, we're going to do the inverse of what we just did. So they don't want the top to be negative like this. They want the top to be regular, like it comes from the factory like this. So we simply invert our page or our filter 90 degrees, and we're going to look for the background. We're going to look at the white portion of the background here and look for it to be at its whitest, its brightest. So that looks pretty good right there. And that makes sense. It's 90 degrees from what we did for the polarized side. So for this, we will put that there. Okay, and we will... So this bottom line here is a little bit dirty. It's not a clean cut. So I'm going to line that up with the very bottom. That, okay, and go a little bit higher up. Just like that. Okay, that looks great. Again, take our marker. Okay, just like that. cut this out. Okay, and that's how that will look. So if I line that up there and put the masking back on top, you can see we have that little extra there at the bottom. That's fine. I did that on purpose so that way we could cut this clean. So let's cut from this side actually. Make it a clean cut across. All right, let's reline this up here and see how that looks. That looks pretty good. And then if I put this here, that looks covered. I'm gonna flip this over to double check where this will line up. I wanna make sure that I have enough of the adhesive biting to the faceplate. Biting to the masking. So here I have a lot of room here at the bottom, good amount of room here on the top, and on the left, on the right. So this will be a good cut. Now, because we are making one side of this polarized and the other one non-polarized, you're going to be sticking your filters to different parts. So these are the two filters again. Okay. All right, and I forgot to label this one. This is my non-adhesive side also on that one. All right, so for the bottom display, for this one, the adhesive side is on the back, which means that this is going to be sticking to the watch unit itself, the clock unit. For this part, the adhesive is also on the back, so that's going to be sticking to the watch face as well. Okay. So before we do that, let's get our watch ready. Let's give it a clean here. That looks great. Okay, we'll take our filter here for the bottom. Use our tweezers. And we'll stick this to the very bottom of the display. I like to grab a toothpick here. And then once you feel like you've got it lined up, go ahead and just push it down, like so. Okay, and then use your finger to kind of spread it over, left to right. All right, before I put the top one on, I'm also going to take this protective film off because I'd like to see what our work looks like. It looks good. There's a few air bubbles on the top, so I'm going to put this back down. And I'm just going to grab a guitar pick here and gently try to get those air bubbles out, which is why we work for the bottom first and then we'll do the top. So that way there's space to get these air bubbles off from the top. Then maybe a blunt toothpick here, nothing sharp, and just kind of run it like this. and then around the borders here as well. Okay, and then let's get this off. Great. I'm going to put the masking back on and check my work. Okay, there's a little air bubble there to the left, so we'll put this back. And you just get patient with it. And remember, if you screw up, you can always cut another one. It's not the end of the world. Fantastic. Okay, let's put on our filter again, or our masking. And let's put it in position here. Okay, we're going to push the display just a little bit down.